Hello and welcome to Wundercast. The past 2 weeks I've discussed possible Star Wars spin-off films that will be great story directions for the franchise. This week I wanted to discuss one of the most badass members of the Jedi Order during the waning years of the Republic and Clone Wars, Mace Windu. Like most of the previous Star Wars canon, much of Mace Windu's original story is now in Legends continuity, which would give a modest amount of creative license to any direction the writing would choose to go. What's intriguing about Mace Windu as a character is that aside from the Clone Wars animated series, there's relatively little that would conflict with either Legends or canon during most of his life, and would allow for several different story scenarios to take place. Of course you could have the origin story of him being brought to the Jedi Temple and his teachings leading to the rank of Master and eventually the Jedi Council, but I think that would be a little too safe. I think there are two things that intrigue Star Wars fans the most about Mace Windu. His lightsaber form of Vapat, and did he actually survive that fall from Sidious in Revenge of the Sith? To those unaware, lightsaber combat techniques are divided into 7 primary styles, each with their own advantages and disadvantages. Vapat was a variant of Form 7 that Mace Windu along with another Jedi Master named Sora Bulk developed. What makes Vapat unique, especially for someone who is a Jedi, is that it requires the user to skirt right along the edge of the dark side of the Force and relish in combat. Mace Windu for most of his life had to struggle with his own inner darkness, but he was also very loyal and willful to follow the tenets of the Jedi Order. He used his own inner darkness to channel it into one of the most powerful and dangerous lightsaber forms. Another factor that makes this form unique is that it essentially uses an opponent's own power in the dark side against them, a conduit that redirects their own power back at them. While it can be debated whether Darth Sidious intentionally lost the fight to Mace Windu or not, what is clear is that Mace Windu's mastery of Vapat was instrumental in allowing him to stand toe-to-toe with one of the most powerful Sith Lords the galaxy had ever known. I think Vapat hits at the core of Mace Windu's character and in a lot of ways serves as a foil to Anakin Skywalker. Mace Windu, like Anakin, had a lot of inner darkness inside of him. Despite this, Windu was able to channel that power into a positive form while remaining unwavering in his loyalty to the Jedi Order. Of course, this is in stark contrast to Anakin, whose own personal feelings compelled him to turn fully to the dark side. That's why I think a story centered around this development of Vapat would be an interesting plot, and also considering how the nature of the Force and Jedi is seen in the current trilogy, a precursor of things to come. Of course, that isn't the only option for a Mace Windu film. Considering that we never got a concrete answer on his death in canon, you could structure a film centered on a revenge plot. It would be interesting to see how Mace Windu would react to being beaten and nearly killed, and how that would affect his balance in the Force. Would he give in completely to the dark side? How would he look at the Jedi Order? What would be clear is that he would want to sabotage and destroy as much of the Empire as possible, along with attempting to kill Anakin Skywalker as the newly anointed Darth Vader. What is clear is that Mace Windu is a character with loads of untapped depth that could be explored in a live-action film. There are quite a few different angles that could be taken with it that allow for some great flexibility to come up with the most cohesive story. But what do you think? What plot would serve the best for a solo Mace Windu film? What other characters would you like to see in a Star Wars spin-off film? Let me know in the comments below, as well as to like and subscribe to Wundervideo for more content on film and gaming. See ya!